What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 7 of my Detroit Tigers Out of the Park series. In today's episode, we are going to be simulating spring training all the way up to opening day, and then we're going to end the episode. So it's going to be a real short episode, I'm hoping. Hopefully, we're just going to be going into finishing the opening day roster and seeing how a lot of our prospects do in spring training as well. But before I get to the start of spring training, I wanted to show a few things that happened since the off-season to spring training. So first, we got this message from the owner. He increased our budget by $6 million. Doesn't really do that much. He raised the scouting budget, the player development budget, and he lowered the draft budget. We don't really have too much to work with still. We have no money for extensions. We have $11 million for free agents still, which we probably won't use, but that's good to have at least to be there. And then here's some big news that actually got me thinking. So the Miami Marlins changed their name to the Miami Diamond Dogs. Here's their new logo. It looks so weird, but that got me thinking, what if our owner decided to change their name? What do I do with this series? Do I keep calling it the Detroit Tigers series, or do I call it the Detroit, blank series, whatever the owner would change his name to? I don't know what I would do yet, but that got me thinking. Unfortunately, Miami Marlins fans, you now have to support the Diamond Dogs. And then here was just a quick little waiver pickup that we had. We picked up Michael King for our bullpen. He pitched pretty good last year, it looks like. He had a ERA plus of 1.23. He had an ERA of 3.57. His FIP was really high, though. His FIP minus was really high. That's the only issue that I could see with him. He had 23 strikeouts in basically 23 innings. I'm hoping he can work out for us. I think he will. If not, he's at least some depth on our bullpen roster. And I guess I'll just be back probably at the end of spring training. I don't really want to get too in-depth with how spring training is going. I'll go over after how everyone did and what I decided to do. But for now, I will be back at the end of spring training. All right, we're back. Here we are on April 7th, which is opening day. We have finished spring training, and I'm going to be going over the stats from spring training as well as what our opening day roster is going to look like. But first, I wanted to go over some messages I got. So here are a bunch of very interesting development reports that we got, some updates. So Joey Wentz, first of all, let's look at the top 100 prospects here. We look at our minor league system rankings. So we're still number 1. We have Riley Green 3rd, Spencer Torkelson 5th, Jack Leiter 14th. Ivan Herrera is now our 34th highest prospect, and he's on our major league roster. And then Joey Wentz here is now 67th, which gives us a total of 181 points, making us the number 1 ranked farm system in baseball. Now that we've looked at that, I wanted to go back now. See, Joey Wentz is now a 2.5-star starting pitcher, which is very interesting because I was thinking he was going to be more of a relief arm for us, but maybe he'll develop more into a starting pitcher. He's already 2.5 stars. He is already better than 2 of our starting pitchers right now, so he might even be on the major league roster eventually as a starting pitcher. We will see. Let's take a look next. I wanted to look at LeJay Newsome here, who probably will be on our opening day roster as our 5th starter or our 4th starter, and I'll get into why in just a little bit. But he jumps up from 2 stars to 2.5 stars. Casey Mize makes a big jump from 2.5 to 3 stars. So now he's 3-star overall, 4-star potential, and he's looking really good there. Next, we'll go down to David McKay is now a 2.5-star relief arm, so he's going to be usable for us. Matt Manning makes the jump from 2.5 to 3 stars, so now he's 3-star overall, 3.5-star potential, which we like to see. Here's another big jump. Jack Leiter goes from 1.5 to 2 stars. He's already making his way up to be major league ready, which is fantastic to see. Next we have, I think it was Joey Gerber here. Joey Gerber goes from 2.5 to 3 stars as a relief pitcher, which is very, very good for us to see. Next we have Brian Garcia making the jump from 3.5 to 4-star potential, which is good to see that there's still room for him to grow and continue to be even better for us. Aaron Fletcher's overall and his potential jumps from 2.5 to 3 stars, which is really good because he was the lefty arm I was really looking forward to having on our roster because we don't have a lot of lefties right now. Ivan Herrera makes the jump from 2 stars to 2.5, so now he's 2.5 stars, 5-star potential at 21 years old, and he already has good defense, which is what you really like to see. Unfortunately, Adam Frazier drops from 3 stars to 2.5, which we don't like to see. Isaac Paredes loses a potential rating. Now he's from 3 stars to 2.5, which is not good because I was looking to flip him eventually for something that we could use this season. Riley Green's potential rating improves from 4 stars to 4.5 as a left fielder. His overall improves from 2 stars to 2.5 stars, which is good. He's showing growth, which is what we really like to see. And then I think Cespedes is the last one here. He, as a right fielder, goes from 2.5 to 3 stars, and his potential goes from 3 stars to 3.5. So he might end up being our starting right fielder because he's currently in left field. We'll see what we do there. Now we're going to take a look at the stats from spring training. Let's take a look at this, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to show spring training stats. So we're going to take a look at our hitting stats first. We're going to go by position. So first we have the catching battle. We have Cal and Ivan here. Ivan hit 167 with the 273 on base. He had 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 17 starts. Cal, however, had 256 batting average, 383 on base. He had 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. He scored 8 runs. He had 7 walks. He led Ivan in almost every single category except maybe doubles and RBIs here. He did a lot better, in my opinion, in a lot less games, which you could take that how you want to, but I think Cal is still going to be our starting catcher on opening day. Even though they have the same overall star rating, I still like Cal just a little bit better at this moment, but I do think Ivan's taken over as the future at the catching position. He has that 5-star potential. I think he's really going to be something for us. Next, not really a battle at first base, but we'll take a look at Evan White and Miggy's stats. So Evan White hit 221 with a 274 on base. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Not anything special. 4 home runs is looking good. 10 RBIs is looking good. Miggy, 179 average, 220 on base, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's really just chasing his own record right now. Nothing really crazy for him. I'm not expecting him to do anything. I wish he would just retire. Second base is Adam Frazier's spot on the team. He's batting 239, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. I'm hoping that he can do just a little bit better than that this season, but we're basically getting what we asked for here. Chris Bryant disappointed, 174 with a 300 on base, which isn't 300 on base isn't awful. It's not great either. He only hit 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 15 starts. Isaac Paredes hit 240 with a 283 on base. He's going to be back in AAA this season. He's not going to be on the opening day roster, even though he did decent. Not enough to prove that he needs to be on the team. Austin Riley here had a really good spring training, in my opinion. 274 average is exactly what I want from him. Anything more is a plus. He had a 392 on base, which I'm really, really happy with. He had 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. He scored 12 runs. He had 11 walks. That is a big piece here, is the 11 walks, showing that he's seeing the ball well. And then if you look at his BABIP here, it's a 359, which is good. I'm really happy with how he performed in spring training. He secured the third base position there. Chris Bryant didn't do enough, for me at least, to even take the position. I'm going to have him be the DH or a corner outfielder for us throughout the season. And Austin Riley is going to be that starting third baseman every day, hopefully. Freddie Galvis here hit 254, 300 on base, 9 RBIs, no home runs. That's exactly what I expect from him. Just be out there, be a defensive guy. That's all I really want. Cespedes, 286, 333 on base. We have 4 home runs, which is huge from him. 9 RBIs, 11 runs, and 4 walks. He did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what he did in spring training. He's definitely, like I said earlier, he might be moved to right field because I'm not sure where I want him yet. I think I would like him to be a right fielder. Let's see what happens when we move him. So, yeah, he looks a lot better as a right fielder. And I think we're going to play Chris Bryant then in left field to start the season. But we'll see. I'll get into that in just a little bit. Riley Green here hit 158 with the 200 on base. He had a home run, 2 RBIs. Nothing special there. He's staying in the minors this season. We'll see if we call him up later. He is at 2.5 stars, 4.5 potential, like I said earlier. Victor Reyes is going to be the backup outfielder for us this season. He hit 229, 250 on base. Nothing really special there. Torkelson hit .213. He had 6 home runs though. He led our team, I'm pretty sure, in home runs for spring training. He had 15 RBIs, which is big. Scored 12 runs, 10 walks. He's looking pretty good. I just wish he would get that average up a little bit, but I think that'll come with time. I think he's going to be a great 3 or 4 hitter for us in the future. Derek Hill, he's our starting center fielder right now. He had 200, 333 on base. Nothing special. He didn't really play that many games in spring training for whatever reason. And then let's take a look at Trey Harris here. He hit .276 with a 333 on base. No home runs, 3 RBIs, 5 runs, 5 walks. He might be kicked out of the starting lineup when we have no DH because of Chris Bryant, but we'll see how it goes in the season. I really like Trey Harris and Cespedes, though. I would like them to be the starting outfielders, but we paid Chris Bryant. I want to try Chris Bryant out because I think he could be a really big piece for us. I just need to have enough of a sample to see if he'll work out or not. Next, we're going to take a look at our pitching stats here. Now, I won't go too in-depth into too many people because our pitching was really good this season. We'll sort by ERA. So Daniel Norris was the only guy really that was astronomically bad with his ERA. He had 4 starts, 13 innings. He gave up 14 earned runs. Not good. We'll look up at Alex Lang here. He had a 6 ERA. He gave up 4 earned runs in 6 innings, which isn't honestly that bad. And then we go down the list, and it's all reasonably shown that we are not a bad pitching team at all. Like, what I've been saying is we have the pitching, and I think it showed in spring training with only, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So over half of our rotation is below a sub-3 ERA, I believe. It's not a big sample size, but I think it's a really good. So we look at Casey Mize and Sonny Gray. They both pitched great. We did have Matt Manning get injured, which is what I was hinting to earlier when I said we were going to do a different person as the starting pitcher in that 4-5 spot because we have to move things around. We did have Jack Leiter a part of the spring training because I wanted to see how he would perform, and he didn't do bad. 4.26 ERA, 12 innings, 6 earned runs. He had 9 strikeouts. Nothing special, but he didn't blow up, which is what I like to see. Tukey, 3.15 ERA. Not anything special either there. And then Martinez here pitched good. I think he was our closer in spring training, so he pitched pretty good for us. 16 strikeouts in 12 innings. Overall, I'm really happy with how our pitchers performed in spring training, and I don't think it's too different from what I'm expecting when we get to opening day. So let's actually take a look at the opening day roster. So the lineup is exactly the same as what it was before we went into spring training. It's going to be the exact same. I'm going to set the lineup real fast so that we can see what it looks like. So it's looking like Derek Hill, Chris Bryant, Cespedes, Austin Riley, Evan White, Frazier, Raleigh, Reyes, and Galvis. I'm happy with that. I would like for maybe Trey Harris to be in the lineup eventually. I wish he could play center field a little bit better because I would prefer him in center field over Derek Hill, but besides that, I'm really happy with this lineup. And then if we look at our roster right now, we have 28 of 26 players, which means our lineup is set, our hitters are set. I'm not sending anybody down there. It's our pitchers that we have to decide on, but we have so many arms in our rotation, I don't know who we should call down. So the guys that are safe are Aaron Fletcher and Kyle Doy for sure. And then we have Martinez and Garcia that are 100% safe. And then if we also look at Lang is safe, I think Michael King's going to be safe. And then it's just between Will Vest, Tyler Johnson, Mitch Keller, and I think Joey Gerber's also safe. So it's between, I think I'm going to actually have to call down potentially all 3 of these guys because we need to make room for the starter and we also need to cut 2 people off. And then there's also Jake Faria here who I think I'm probably going to try and send down. I'm not sure if we can just demote him, so no, we can't just demote him. I'm just going to try demoting all these guys, but I'm not sure. Okay, so he gets demoted. He gets demoted to AAA. And then we're going to have to waive and designate for assignment Jake Faria. So now that leaves the spot open now for LeJay Newsome to come up. And he's going to be in the starting lineup, or the starting rotation. let's see, yeah, Lejay Newsome here in the starting rotation. So now it's Sonny Gray, Casey Mize, Lejay Newsome, Touki Toussaint, and Daniel Norris for now at least. This could change though. As I said, there are a lot of starting pitchers that performed pretty good for us in spring training. We have Joey Wentz who could come up. We have Jack Leiter who could come up this season if he does good enough in AAA. And I honestly might look for another starting pitcher, but like I said, we do have Matt Manning here who's got 3 days left on the IL and he has 1 week left of his injury to recover, so he'll be back soon, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. But for now, this is our opening day roster. We have these guys in our rotation. We have this as our bullpen. I think it's a very solid bullpen. The rotation can use a little bit of work, but once Matt Manning's back, and hopefully Touki can be a solid piece for us in that 5th spot, I think it's going to be very good on the pitching side of the lineup. It could be either really good or really bad. We'll see. I think it all depends on Austin Riley's performance. I think he could have a breakout season for us this season, and I'm really excited to see how he does in the season. But for now, I think I'm going to end the episode there, and then next episode we're going to be going into opening day, and we're going to be seeing how well this newly built team can perform. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment with what you think our record is going to be this season, and any moves you think we maybe should make to help improve our team. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and leave a like.